Within the horrors of World War II, there existed a place so sinister, so inhumane, that its mere mention chills even the most hardened historians to their core. This place was Unit 731. Established by the Japanese Imperial Army in 1936, Unit 731 was far more than a research facility. It was a place of unimaginable horror. Located in Harbin, China, this covert unit disguised as a water purification plant became the epicenter of inhumane experiments conducted on thousands of innocent men, women, and children. Prisoners were subjected to biological and chemical weapon testing, vivisections without anesthesia, and exposure to extreme conditions. Within the horrors of World War II, there existed a place so sinister, so inhumane, that its mere mention chills even the most hardened historians to their core. This place was Unit 731. Established by the Japanese Imperial Army in 1936, Unit 731 was far more than a research facility. It was a place of unimaginable horror. Located in Harbin, China, this covert unit disguised as a water purification plant became the epicenter of inhumane experiments conducted on thousands of innocent men, women, and children. Prisoners were subjected to biological and chemical weapon testing, vivisections without anesthesia, and exposure to extreme conditions, all in the name of scientific progress and military dominance. The atrocities committed within its walls represent one of the darkest chapters of World War II. Today, we delve into the grim history of Unit 731, ensuring that the suffering endured by its victims is remembered and never repeated. Origins and the creation of Unit 731. Unit 731 was the brainchild of General Shiro Ishii, a physician in the Japanese Imperial Army and a fervent advocate of biological warfare. Obsessed with the potential of germ warfare and human experimentation, Ishii persuaded Japan's military leadership to invest in a top-secret research facility to gain the upper hand in warfare. In 1936, this facility was established outside the city of Harbin in Japanese-occupied Manchuria, an area chosen for its remote location and accessibility to prisoners of war. Over time, Unit 731 expanded into a vast complex, complete with state-of-the-art laboratories, barracks for staff and researchers, and a chilling execution chamber. The facility also included outdoor testing grounds where experiments were conducted on unsuspecting prisoners, making it a hub of some of the most inhumane experiments in modern history. Initially concealed under innocent-sounding names like the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department, the facility's true purpose was far more sinister. Behind its unassuming title, it served as a hub for horrifying experiments and atrocities, aimed at weaponizing human suffering in the name of scientific progress and military advantage. Its walls bore witness to unspeakable acts that prioritized cruelty over ethics, masking devastating intention. 2.1 Vivisections and surgical atrocities. Perhaps the most shocking were the vivisections where prisoners, including men, women, and children, were dissected alive without anesthesia to observe the effects of disease and injuries in real time. 2.2 Infectious disease testing. Victims were deliberately infected with deadly pathogens such as cholera, plague, and anthrax. Doctors studied the spread and symptoms without administering any form of care. For them, these prisoners were nothing more than test subjects. Weapons development and field testing. Unit 731's research was not confined to the lab. Scientists turned their findings into terrifying weapons. Germ warfare agents were a key focus, and real-world testing meant unleashing disease on unwitting populations. Japanese troops deployed plague-infected fleas with ceramic bombs and poison wells, causing epidemics that are believed to have killed hundreds of thousands of civilians. These horrific acts blurred the lines between science and warfare. Psychological and physical torture. Experiments weren't limited to disease and biological warfare. Unit 731 also explored the thresholds of human endurance and cruelty. Frostbite tests left prisoners exposed to sub-zero temperatures, their limbs frozen, and then thawed to observe the spread of gangrene. Other tortures included starvation, dehydration, and forced exposure to chemical agents. All were meticulously documented to understand how the human body reacts to extreme conditions, a chilling testament to the depths of inhumanity reached within those walls. The victims and life inside. Most of Unit 731's victims were innocent civilians, men, women, and children from China, Korea, and the Soviet Union. Some were prisoners of war, but many were simply people in the wrong place, taken from their homes without reason. Prisoners lost their identities, referred to by guards and scientists only as logs. Starvation, dread, and disease became their daily reality. The horror endured by the victims reveals the true cost of unchecked scientific experimentation. Medical advancements born from atrocity. While the methods were horrific and absolutely unethical, some argue that data gathered at Unit 731 contributed to medical science. But at what cost? Much of this so-called knowledge was tainted by suffering, raising significant debate about using information obtained through immoral means. Medical advances in hypothermia, infectious disease, and surgical procedures have questionable roots, and historians still grapple with the sinister legacy embedded in modern medicine. Impact on post-war policy and scientific ethics. The exposure of Unit 731's atrocities profoundly impacted the creation of international research ethics. The Nuremberg Code, which outlined basic rights for research participants, was born out of the horrors uncovered in places like Unit 731. Today, the importance of informed consent and ethical oversight is drilled into every medical student, a direct response to the darkness of this era. The role of whistleblowers and survivors. Some former staff overcame fear to expose the truth, and a handful of survivors have bravely shared their stories with the world. These voices, though few, were critical in piecing together the full scope of what happened at Unit 731. Voiceover. Their courage kept the memory of the victims alive and challenged governments and societies to confront uncomfortable truths. Cultural memory and remembrance. In the decades since, various nations have struggled with how to remember and teach about Unit 731. In China, memorials and museums serve as reminders, while in Japan, the topic remains controversial and often omitted from textbooks. The way nations choose to remember or forget shapes our understanding of collective responsibility and the necessity of confronting the darkest parts of our shared history. Pursuit of justice and recognition. Despite overwhelming evidence, many of those responsible were never prosecuted. Only in recent decades have there been serious calls from victims' families and activists for official recognition and reparations. This ongoing struggle for justice is a testament to both the enduring pain caused by Unit 731 and to humanity's resilience in demanding accountability. Influence on popular media and literature. Unit 731's story has found its way into films, novels, documentaries, and even art. These retellings serve both as warnings and as pathways to broader awareness, reflecting society's need to process, remember, and learn from the past. Cover-up and ethical reckoning. After Japan's surrender in 1945, Unit 731's legacy was almost erased. Hoping to gain a military edge, the United States struck a secret deal with General Ishii and many of his collaborators, granting them immunity for their war crimes in exchange for their data. While the world debated morality and ethics, the voices of Unit 731's victims were silenced. For decades, official admission and justice were denied. In China and Korea, protests and memorials continue to demand recognition and accountability. The Unit 731 cover-up raises haunting questions about the morality of sacrificing justice for information. Though the crimes of Unit 731 were nearly hidden, today their story stands as a warning. We honor the victims by remembering, recognizing that unchecked curiosity, prejudice, and disregard for ethics can lead to unimaginable suffering. If this story moved you, share it, discuss it, and never let history's darkest chapters be forgotten. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and uncover more untold stories from the past. Together, we remain vigilant as keepers of history.